Well, good morning, guys. This is a special day, one that's been a long time coming. This is my final day of work. After 25 years in a career as a chemical engineer, this is it. So I hopped in the Jeep and I thought I'd just talk to you while I drive into work today and give you some thoughts on this milestone. So let's get the garage door open and get the Jeep fired up here and have a quick convo. Backing out of the driveway to go to work for the last time. So I started my career 25 years ago right out of college. I didn't want to go to grad school. I just wanted to start contributing and making a paycheck just as soon as I could. So I got a 4-year bachelor's degree in chemical engineering and went right to work. And I've worked for a handful of companies in this field in high tech and semiconductors since then, but always kind of doing the same thing: process engineering, chemical engineering in microelectronics manufacturing. It's been a great experience. I've worked for a number of great companies during that time, and even greater bosses. I've really been blessed to have worked for some amazing people. I've had some amazing coworkers, some friendships that I've built over that time that are some of the relationships that are most significant to me even still today. I've been challenged. I've been rewarded. It's just been a great experience, and I've been blessed to be able to provide for my family through work that I've enjoyed, that has mattered, that has challenged me and kept my brain busy through all these years. So why hang that up? Why retire? Why quit if it's so challenging, so rewarding, so good? And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Is a lot of people ask about this on fire family. What is this fire thing? And why retire? Why retire now? And that kind of thing. So I'm retiring. So first off, FIRE, F-I-R-E. F-I is financial independence. R-E, retire early. So this is early. I'm 46 years old. This is not a retirement at 59 and a half or at 65. By most measures, 46 is young to be hanging up your work life. But the reason is because of that financial independence. Financial independence, in the context of FIRE, it's not independently wealthy. It's not like I hit the lotto or inherited a large sum. Financial independence is just this principle of, if you can save up enough of your own money to throw off enough in interest investments to replace your W-2 income, your paycheck income, then you're financially independent. And I've been blessed through my career to be able to save a very large percentage of my paycheck for this duration, and put it away in investments. Nothing fancy, index funds, very kind of basic rudimentary things, not crypto or anything like that. Nothing speculative, all just very boring. But the compound interest has allowed me to build up a nest egg that should throw off, using the kind of market average, depending on who you listen to, 8%, 10%, 12%, that will make up for our lifestyle going forward. And so that is replacing my W-2 income, and that's how I'm able to retire today from a career that has provided that nest egg, that lump sum that I'm able to do. That income has allowed us to pay off debt, to buy a home and pay it off, to pay cash for the yacht that we're doing the Great Loop on, as well as cash flow this year. So if you know us, you know that we believe firmly in being debt-free, and so that's a big part of what it is that we're doing as part of this journey, and why we want to tell that story too, because it's been such a significant part of our lives. So why now? Why this year? Why not last year or next year? This is the earliest financially that we could swing this. But why exactly now? Our daughter is going to be a sophomore this coming year, and so to take the next year and do a year-long boat trip made a lot more sense to do it as a sophomore than as a junior, where you interrupt high school kind of right in the middle and you come back for just 1 year. So the thought there was that it would be less disruptive to her high school experience if we did it during her sophomore year rather than a junior year. And then also, why this week? It's June 10th today, and so the kids are just now done with their spring activities for school. They're homeschooled, so they don't, go to a classroom every day, but their homeschool co-op has wrapped up. Their drama performance was last night, last activities there, and so this was the earliest date we could do. And then I also had some stock compensation RSUs that vested a week ago. So those got deposited in my account this morning, and so all of that is carefully timed to be why today is my last day. I gave 12 weeks notice at work just out of courtesy to allow them to backfill my position and plan and prepare and give them a chance to do that. It didn't feel right after a 25-year career and working with my boss for over a decade to give just 2 weeks notice. So they've had plenty of opportunity to backfill and plan. A lot of people ask, are you worried? Are you worried about retiring now versus next year or the year after? Well, sure. The math still works though, even though we're in a pandemic, even though we're seeing high inflation, people throwing the recession word around. We're going to buy a lot of diesel over the next year on a year-long boat trip. Are we worried about diesel prices is what our friends and family ask. And yes to all of those, but the math and the why still works out. So why retire? Why financial independence? Some of you know I'm a cancer survivor. 9 years ago, I've been in remission 9 years now. So 10 years ago, my back started hurting, and I started to kind of have fatigue and symptoms, and we found a tumor in my spine. It was stage 4 lymphoma, a blood cancer, and through that treatment and God's grace, I'm alive today, and it just really changed my perspective on what it is that is guaranteed in life, and that is not your health tomorrow. It is very much a tentative situation. And so with that said, we want to adventure now while I have my health, while our kids are still kids. And so that's why now. Why before were we saving up all this money and pursuing financial independence is that the typical lifespan of an engineer ends in a layoff in a company that through mergers, acquisitions, through reorganization, so many coworkers have exited the industry or had to do uncomfortable moves to other parts of the country because of reorganizations. And so we wanted to be independent of that. We wanted to save up a pile of money to be able to be independent of someone else's decisions impacting our lives. And through that, we were able to have Jennifer, my wife, stop working to raise our kids. We used to be 2 engineering incomes, and we dropped to 1 15 years ago when our daughter was born. And we did that really through kind of just 3 things. One is living debt-free. So we paid everything off per the Dave Ramsey plan. and we became debt-free the year I got cancer. We paid off our last mortgage payment and celebrated owning our home outright, and the next month I was diagnosed with cancer. So being debt-free really allowed us to get through that without the worry of debt payments. And then we just took that mortgage payment, added it to what we were saving for retirement before, and just turbo boosted our savings in tax-deferred vehicles. Nothing fancy again, it's just IRAs and 401ks. There's really no magic to it, and that's what's allowed us to coast into FIRE now, financial independence and retiring early. All that being said, what am I going to miss about the workplace? I'm a little nervous today. I'm going to miss solving problems. I really have enjoyed my career in engineering and solving problems and working hard to do that. I'm certainly going to miss the paycheck, but again, it's replaced with something else. I'll probably miss health insurance. We'll see when the first premium gets due this coming month. But I am going to miss working hard, being rewarded for it, and celebrating wins. I'm going to miss Hawaiian Shirt Friday. You know, after a long week at work, for most of my career on Fridays, I don the Hawaiian shirt to signal the weekend approaching, and I'm going to miss that. But in its place is going to be Hawaiian shirt every day, and so I guess I'm not going to miss it terribly much. But what I won't miss are I'm an introvert, so those water cooler conversations with, hey, did you see the game last week? Those kinds of things. I'm not going to miss meetings that could have been an email. Those all hands meetings, quarterly meetings. I've been, like I said, I've been blessed with bosses throughout my career that have really been encouraging to me and good bosses. But in my most recent company is just fine. But prior to that, I've been plagued with my boss's boss coming in and kind of wrecking the culture. The last two career company moves I've made were because the boss's boss screwed things up. And so I'm not going to miss being at the whim of the next, executive level kind of guy coming in and screwing up the culture of a really good thing. Because that's happened to me a couple of times now. I'm not going to miss kind of fear of that, being laid off, being reorged, that kind of thing, in providing for my family. I'm in charge of that now. That's the financial independence part. I'm independent of the corporate decision making, and that feels really, really good, especially in this economic time where a lot of people are facing higher bills and that kind of thing. And I'm not going to miss just having like 2 weeks of PTO to fit all of my fun and adventures in, or the 2 days a week that you get when everybody else is off to go adventure around and fit your lifestyle and recreation around your work. So I'm on infinite PTO plan now, where I can go and explore and do things, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not going to miss trying to look busy. I'm an efficient employee. I like to get up early and get my work done and get out of there, and sometimes that's not conducive to the work environment where, some cultures are more of a work late than a work early, and, sometimes my work is done at 3 p.m. and I want to go have a beer, and sometimes the work day goes till 5, and I don't like the idea of inefficient work where I'm just sitting there to look busy until the time clock runs out. And thankfully, I've had a couple of bosses that agree with that philosophy as long as you're getting your work done. But it's always had a tension for me in my career. I'm not going to miss the commute, although I'm here. So, 10-minute commute these days, but I've bike commuted, which has been awesome to this place. But I've had some long commutes. I'm not going to miss those. I'm not going to miss, there's always that guy, the certain coworker, whether they're, microwaving fish in the break room or Somebody here brings a hard-boiled egg and they just put it in the shelf of the fridge. So you go to get your lunch, you open the fridge, and there's this egg just rolling around, getting cracked. There's office personalities that I won't miss. I'm not going to miss a cubicle one bit. Sitting in front of a screen in a sea of cubicles is not something I'm going to miss. I've worked in manufacturing, so there's always been some after-hours, on-call, weekend work, and I'm not going to miss that. I'm not going to miss sweating Monday on Sunday. Sunday midday, starting to get just anxious about the work coming on Monday. Not going to miss that one bit. Anyway, I'm going to go in. I'm going to enjoy my last day at my job. I thank you for coming along, hearing me out, learning more about our story. I truly have been blessed, and if I can inspire somebody else or just share some of my story with you, then that's why I want to make these videos. So thanks for coming along for the ride. I'm excited today. It's a big milestone, and I'm happy to share it with you guys. Cheers.